It's Mr. Evilcheese Reviews, bitch.
Hey, it's Mr. Evilcheese, and I'm just going to do a quick little review of a figure that came out a little while back from the video game Batman Arkham City, and that would be Catwoman. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I headbutted you. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think it's just that I don't have lips and you got nice lips, and it's just frustrating. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just headbutt you. I don't know. I just had to do it. I'm sorry. But here we go. Okay, Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are awesome Batman games, awesome superhero games, just an awesome game in general. But one of the really cool things about Arkham City is that not only do you get to play as Batman, but you also get to play as Catwoman. And it's really awesome. It's so awesome that I wish there was more of Catwoman available. I would actually play an entire game of just Catwoman. Obviously, they would have to give her some more abilities, more gadgets, and things like that, but it's just really fun to play as Catwoman in that game. It's a really nice switch from Batman to play as Catwoman. It's just cool. I could seriously see her holding an entire game by herself. It would be awesome. So that's why I'm reviewing this figure, and also because someone requested me to do a few of the other Arkham City figures, which I'm going to do because they're not too old. They're kind of old, but not real old now. It's just, I'm probably not going to get a whole bunch of people viewing this, but I just want to do this one because Catwoman's one of my favorite ones from this. So yeah. Okay, overall I think the sculpt's pretty good on this. If you just look at it as a whole, it looks like the suit she's wearing, and just, I don't know, I just think it looks pretty cool. Like the suit she wears, like almost all of the characters in the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum games, they take the classic characters and kind of give them some badass versions of their costumes. And they kind of do that with Catwoman. It looks like her more current costumes she wears, but they just added to it, gave a little more texture, a little more detail for the game, and it turns out pretty cool. And it translates pretty well to the figure. One thing that bothers me about the figure is the goggles. The goggles are permanently stuck on her head. That strap is sculpted to her head. These look like they're like glued on, so you can't move them onto her eyes. I wish you could do that. So that kind of sucks, but other than that, I think it's pretty freaking cool. Okay, another thing about the sculpt is her face is a little odd from certain angles. Certain angles her face is just shaped funny, I think. Like from that view, it's alright. Her eyes are a little big. From there, it's a little odd. I don't know. Just strange shape. And she almost seems a little short. Like in here, this area here, her torso seems shorter, not as sleek and slender like a cat like she is in the game. And because this weapon, these little ball thingies are loose, it almost is like her main weapon for the figure. When her main weapon in the game is the whip. When she has the whip, but it's permanently attached to her leg, and even if you ripped it off, it's sculpted into this curled position, so you can't do anything with a whip. I wish you could have the whip loose so she can be holding it, and the whip would be like hanging out like a whole length of the whip. That'd be awesome. But they didn't do that, so yeah. This is like a, yeah, it's a DC Direct figure, so there's not a whole lot of articulation. It's always limited. And that's, I guess that's their way of, you know, they put more detail into it, so they have to make it a little more limited in articulation, so you kind of expect that with them. But still, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool sculpt, even though articulation is limited. She still do a few different poses, though. You know, arm moves around pretty decently. Legs don't do a whole lot, they only go back and forward. Legs just go back and forward. You can only twist right there. There's no twisting at the waist, no leaning forward at the waist. The head moves around like that. So articulation is not amazing, but it's not horrible. Like I went over the sculpt a little bit already. Like I said, the sculpted on glasses, I don't like that they're sculpted on permanent. The face is a little weird, but from certain angles it looks good. Like I'd say straight on would probably be the best look of her head, but it's still kind of funny. The side's weird. The Sculpt of the torso is good, other than like I'm saying, it's like I was saying, it's kind of short. But other than that, it's good. I mean, she's got the open thing with her, you know, her cleavage showing, which looks pretty good. And the back's pretty good. It's got all this texture here, which is awesome. That's kind of weird, like how they did the joinery there, but still, it looks pretty good. I'm like, ooh, I want to stare at that. If I was creepy, and I am. So I'm going to stare at that. Yes. Turn around, please. Yes. I approve. Yes, I approve that. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's lots of detail on this sculpt. All this texture in there. All these little lines and things that are going all across her suit for the design. All the little straps in her boots. Pretty cool. I really like this figure. It could be better, but I still really like it. The paint job's pretty simple. It's sort of like got the grayish tone, and that's the way it is in the game. Like usually when you think of Catwoman, you think of the shiny black leather, and this is almost more of like a grayish black leather, which is the way it is in the game, so it's accurate. But still, even though the game has it as the grayish black, I do wish it was a little darker, just because I like the darker suit. And I'm not sure what this is. Focus on her. I don't think that I did that. It came that way. It has this little brown spot. I mean, I'm sure it's not on everybody else's. It's just a mistake on mine. I don't know what the hell it is, but it won't scratch off. But the paint job, yeah, it's pretty simple. Not a whole lot to it. I think the paint job could have been better in the face, though, because it's just kind of sloppy in the face. Because I've seen pictures of the toy and it looked better, like the makeup, and I don't know, it's just not perfect. Okay, here she is next to Batman. Seems like Batman should be a little taller than he is here, but they're not completely accurate on the scale of these. If you've seen the Bane figure, which I don't have Bane, and the reason I bought him was because of the reason I didn't buy Bane was because of the scale of him. He's like slightly shorter than Batman, and I don't get that because they got the Killer Croc, they got Solomon Grundy coming out, and the mutated Joker, which are all huge, are like way bigger than Batman. So why did they make little tiny short Bane? I don't get why they made him short. But yeah, I think she should be a little shorter than Batman than she is. But what you gonna do? Man, people are falling over. But whatever. There she is next to Harley Quinn. They're about the same height, really. Like Harley Quinn's a little taller, but then she has a giant platform boots, so they're about the same height, really. But yeah, I really like this figure. I like most of the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum figures. I don't like the Bane. Don't really care for the Zaz. He's alright. It's just, I don't like the Mad Hatter because he's way too small. I don't like Killer Croc because he's too expensive and he breaks. And I don't know, but most of the other ones I like. And out of all them, Catwoman is one of my favorites. She's pretty cool. And now, since I have a figure of myself, I can just be like, hey, Batman. See you later. But then I come back and I'm like, go away because I'm married. So I can't really be hanging out with Catwoman since I'm married. Although I am an action figure, and the action figure ain't really married to anyone because there's no action figure of my wife. So I can just do whatever the hell I want. I can beat these guys up. Freaking, you think you're a scientist? I'm a zombie scientist. You freaking cold bastard. Beat you up and knock your buddies over with you. Well, you just fall over for no reason. So I win. I just killed everyone in Batman's universe. Yep. Thanks for watching my video. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Buy the Catwoman toy if you can find it still. It's pretty cool. I like it. I don't really like that Play Arts one. I would kind of like to have it, but it's just too expensive and it looks kind of funny. But this one made by DC Direct, I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm going to go to sleep now.
Mr. Evilcheese commands you to subscribe and also click on one of those toys there to see the review. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but